Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel in the first place. Today I'll be reading The Climb to Number 1 by Queen of Gotham on Tumblr. As always, links will be in the description, and let's go ahead and get into it. You'd been there from the start. Training fields, late-night study sessions, rescue exercises where you'd yelled at him for blowing up the entire mock building when propelling himself up instead of using the stairs like a normal person. You were annoying, persistent. You smiled too easily, and somehow you never once treated him like he was something terrifying. You just treated him like Katsuki, which was the problem, because if he let himself think about you too much back then, he would have forgotten his goals. So he buried it, deep. Years later, pro-hero Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite debuted at number 4. Katsuki had stared at the screen for a long time when the rankings dropped. Number 4. His agency's staff had been cheering, the reporters had been calling, fans screaming his name, but the only thought in his head had been, 4, that's close enough. Close enough to finally stop pretending he didn't feel the way he did about you. He'd figured he'd give it a few months, maybe climb a rank or two, make it look less impulsive. Then he'd show up, tell you how he'd felt all these years, tell you that he could focus on a relationship because he'd reached his goals. It would be simple. Only it did not go according to plan. The next rankings dropped, and he'd fallen to 15. Number 15. Katsuki nearly blew a hole through his office wall. Some idiot analyst called it a temporary fluctuation, a competitive season. Katsuki called it bullshit. Then, like the universe personally hated him, the rumors started. Some side conversation during a press interview, a paparazzi photo and a headline. Local hero seen on a date. Your name. Some guy standing next to you outside of a restaurant. Katsuki stared at the photo for so long the paper crumpled in his hand. His chest felt weird, tight, hot, like he'd swallowed a grenade and the pin had just been pulled, like his quirk was going off in his blood, which is how he ended up standing outside your apartment 3 nights later with the biggest bouquet of flowers known to mankind. Seriously, the florist had asked if it was for a wedding. Katsuki had snapped, "Just make it big." So now, he stood in the hallway holding an explosion of roses, peonies, and something fluffy he didn't recognize. It was enormous. It blocked half his vision. Petals kept tickling his nose the whole walk to your apartment. "This is so damn stupid," he muttered, shifting the bouquet under one arm. His heart was pounding like he was about to charge a villain. Who the hell confesses with flowers anyway? This is cheesy as hell. What am I doing? He pressed the doorbell and immediately regretted everything. Great. Awesome. Real smooth, idiot, he grumbled under his breath. Showing up looking like a damn walking garden. The door opened, and suddenly every word in his head detonated into silence. You stood there in the doorway, your hair a little messy, comfy clothes donning your frame, and your eyes widening when you saw him. "Katsuki, what are you doing here?" For a second, he just stared, because, damn it, he'd forgotten how cute you were up close, forgotten the exact shape of your smile, the sound of your voice saying his name, and how it made his heart do something traitorous. The hallway light caught his ash-blonde hair, and you blinked up at him, clearly surprised to see him standing on your doorstep with a bouquet the size of a small car. "Are those flowers?" he blurted. Your eyebrows lifted, and Katsuki's brain finally rebooted. He shoved the bouquet toward you like it was an explosive ordnance. "They're for you." You barely managed to catch the enormous thing as he let go of them after pressing them at you. Katsuki, these are huge. Yeah, well, the florist wouldn't stop asking questions. He snapped defensively. And they kept adding stuff, and I didn't know what any of it was, so I just said yes, and now it's. He gestured wildly. That. You looked down at the mountain of blooms, then back at him, still confused about the whole thing. You had known Katsuki for a long time, and this was all so out of character for him. Why are you giving me flowers, Kats? Katsuki rubbed at the back of his neck, looking away and scowling like the hallway personally offended him. Because I'm an idiot, he muttered. You blink up at him because that cleared nothing up. What? He exhaled sharply through his nose. Because I thought I had time. Your confusion deepened more. Katsuki's eyes flicked back to you, sharp and intense in that familiar way. You remember back in UA when I said I wasn't interested in dating anyone? Yeah? Yeah, well, he grumbled, looking anywhere but your face. Turns out that was bullshit. Your grip tightened slightly on the bouquet, the tissue paper crinkling under your fingertips, and Katsuki finally forced himself to meet your eyes. His voice dropped, low and serious. I've liked you since back then. Silence filled the hallway. Somewhere down the corridor, a neighbor's TV murmured faintly. A stray cat mewed down in the alleyway, and you had the audacity to just stare at him with those big eyes of yours. Since UA? Yeah. You never said anything. Because I had shit to do, he snapped instinctively, then winced slightly at his tone. He scrubbed a hand through his hair, taking a breath. I had goals, rankings. I wasn't gonna start something and half-ass it. Your expression softened. And now? Katsuki huffed a humorless laugh. Now I dropped from number 4 to 15, and apparently you might be dating some guy, so if I don't say something now, I might never get the chance. Your eyes widened, a soft laugh passing your lips as you put your hand in a stop motion. Wait. He frowned, now the one confused. What? You're talking about that guy in the article that's been circling around? Yeah. He's my cousin. Katsuki froze, feeling an embarrassed warmth move to his cheeks. What? My cousin, you repeated, trying not to laugh. He was visiting from Osaka. There's a long, stunned pause. Katsuki stared at you like his brain had short-circuited, because he'd done all of this for absolutely no reason. You're kidding. Nope. He pauses, face stuck in disbelief before he groaned loudly, dragging both hands down his face. Are you kidding me? You laughed softly behind the flowers, that smile lighting up your face. Katsuki. He looked back up at you, red eyes blazing with determination now that the embarrassment had settled a bit. He had already come this far after all. Point is, he said firmly, jabbing a finger towards the bouquet still clutched in your arms, I like you. Your heart skipped and your giggle subsided as you listened to him. I've liked you for years, he continued, and I'm done waiting for some perfect moment or perfect rank or whatever. His voice softened just a bit, his arms crossed and his cheeks still faintly pink. So, are you gonna go out with me or what? You stared at him, then at the absurd mountain of flowers in your arms, then back at the stubborn, nervous, brilliant hero standing in your hallway. Slowly, your smile grew. You know, you said lightly, most people start with coffee. Katsuki scoffed. Yeah, well, most people don't take 10 damn years to confess either. You laughed and stepped aside, opening the door wider for him. Come inside, Katsuki. His shoulders loosened slightly. That a yes? You held up the bouquet with a grin. I think anyone who brings this many flowers deserves at least one date. Katsuki smirked, relief flashing across his face like a spark catching gasoline. Damn right I do. And for the first time since graduation, the climb ahead to being number one suddenly felt a lot less lonely with you smiling at him like that. Alright, that's the end of this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, links will be in the description. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whatever. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!